Welcome back to Game on Hay. We're still discussing Australia's match against England today because I want to. It's as simple as that. And because, to be fair, there have been some very good performances, some of which we've yet to touch on. We've mentioned, for instance, the Chris Woakes spell at the start. But just to illustrate a point, if we look at the first over that he bowled, this rather set the tone for the rest of the day. And this Viv is very much like Test match bowling.
Yes, I was wondering where David wanted, where he was going. Like you wanted to shake Chris Woakes' hand or something. You got it in the right area. And I think the tone that was set, it just sort of set everything up for all the other bowlers and the fielders. They knew exactly the start that England had, and it just brought everyone into play, the fieldsmen, and they didn't want to disappoint that bowling start.
Indeed. I mean, Aaqib, if you look at the lengths there, they're all back of a length, and there's a little bit of movement, there's a little bit of something in the pitch of that grass.
I think they were lucky, good toss win, and they actually read the pitch well, because this is a typical test match. First, 2 hours before lunch, isn't it? We're moving around, we're seeing good enough, seam and swing was there. So the key was the area where they chose to hit. It was so good. Off stump channel, moving away, and that is the only challenge for the teams, to read the pitch and accordingly the style of batting or bowling, bringing the options into it. It's not easy. You need somebody to see the pitch, because you can't go by history. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow, few days later, this pitch might play cracker.
As a medium pacer,
Sorry, it did play a cracker. Only in the second part of the game.
The second part.
The guy had a skill, You see the first one, like Aaron Finch, you're talking about Aaron Finch, first one, you're going to bring it back to him. And then Warner, we saw he struggled in England as well, ball going away from him. So, and then we saw a couple of deliveries to Smith, like ideal pitching the ball up and moving away from the right-hander. So it's beautiful to see, As I wasn't a fast bowler, so I was a medium pacer. So it's good to see that skill, sometime in T20 cricket.
It's one of the rare times we've actually seen an English bowler get it past the outside edge of Steve Smith's bat, actually, especially in Test cricket. But it was there. And what Woakes said actually after the event was that he just sees his job to assess a pitch and work out as quickly as he can what length he needs to bowl.
Absolutely, he's a quality bowler, I rate him really highly, I'm a fan of him. So he got all the skills, he got a back of hand as well, he got a knuckle ball, and he can have the other one, slow in the air, so seam come up really and take the pace off. So he had all the skills. I wish, when he goes to Australia and gets some wicket with that red Kookaburra ball for England as well.
No chance. Rashid bhai आप कह रहे no chance. खामोशी से उन्होंने कह दिया no chance. अगर आप लोगों को आवाज नहीं. राशिद भाई, जिस तरह की बॉलिंग वोक्स ने कराई है, क्या बेहतर ऑप्शन हो सकता था ऑस्ट्रेलिया के बैटर्स के लिए? आज उन्होंने मिच मार्श को भी नहीं खिलाया. क्या बेहतरी अप्रोच में आ सकती थी कि थोड़ा सा कुछ फाइट बेहतर?
ये एक ओवर देखा है इसका, वॉक का देखा है, और स्मिथ का मोस्टली वो बिहाइंड द स्क्वायर ऑफ द विकेट खेलता ज़्यादा, चाहे तो सामने खेल रहा है तो कट पे रहता तो चांस था कि क्यों बाहर कर रहा है, फॉलो कर रहा है बॉल को, तो वहीं से अगर खड़े करके टैक्टिक्स चेंज करता, टेक्निक को चेंज नहीं करता, तो वहीं पे खड़े होकर स्क्वायर कट मार सकता था. लेकिन वो बॉल को फॉलो कर रहा है, 2-3-4 ओवर तो ऐसे ही निकल गए और विकेट्स भी गिरते रहे. मेरे ख्याल से स्मिथ का आउट होना, एक ही प्लेयर था जो कि यहाँ पे सर्वाइव कर सकता था, बाकियों में इतना नहीं है कि वो सर्वाइव कर सकते थे इन कंडीशन में.
अब हमने मिच मार्श की बात की थी, हम सुबह भी बात कर रहे थे.
गलत सिलेक्शन है इसका बिल्कुल. ये टेस्ट मैचेस में ओडीआई में 7-8 नंबर पे खेलता है, यहाँ पे रॉन्ग चॉइस है. आई थिंक इसकी टेक्निक अच्छी होनी चाहिए.
राशिद, वो ये जो अगर सही उन्होंने इस पिच को रीड किया होता तो इस पिच पे तो अगर नहीं बनता था.
वो खेलता,
वो जो
मिच मार्श
रीड करने के लिए लोकल बंदे होने चाहिए यहाँ पे, जो यहाँ के पता है कि कौन सी क्ले का कंटेंट कितना है, क्या है यहाँ पे.
They saw yesterday game and thought, oh God, we need 3 spinners. But on this pitch, you don't need 3 spinners. You need 3 good 3 to 4 pace seam options.
Do you think we should tell Aaron Finch that green stuff that he could see on the pitch is called grass.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, I
and
mean, to be fair, not always in countries like this, but sometimes that can make a difference, just to give a little bit of something in terms of pace and bounce.
But
Yeah,
but the
if
bowler
you-
they played, he was all right. I mean, Ashton Agar bowled 2.4 overs, 15 runs. Zampa was expensive, but the change they made, he scored 20 runs. I mean, he
But,
bowled
I
all
mean,
right.
look, you select a team according to the pitch
Yeah.
and according to the opposition. And this pitch was more of seamers help than the spinners. So having a Mitch in this team with more batting and having a bit seam options, I think it could have been better selection.
उमर आप भी ऐड कर दें, फिर हम नेक्स्ट पैकेज पे चले जाते हैं. लिविंगस्टन वॉक्स की बॉलिंग के बारे में कुछ और.
आई थिंक सबसे बेस्ट उसके जो है कंडीशन को यूज़ किया, यूटिलाइज किया, उस चीज़ को उसको फेवर कर रहे थे. लाइक जिस तरह उसका वो जो सीम हिट कर रहा है, उसके अगर आप देखिए रिस्ट पोजीशन बड़ा ज़बरदस्त से, जिस तरह वार्नर को उसने आउट किया तो उसने सीम को लाइक अभी क्रॉस पकड़ के और एंगल के साथ उसको पुश किया है. बाकी जो उसके सामने जो राइट हैंड आए, तो अगर आप उसके पाम को देखो, बिल्कुल उसका जो सीम पाम बिहाइंड द सीम था. तो आई थिंक बड़ा ज़बरदस्त उसने दोनों डिपार्टमेंट में वो परफॉर्म कर. रेड बॉल में भी अगर आप देखिए बड़ा ज़बरदस्त वो बॉलिंग करता है, और आज जिस तरह उसने बॉल किया तो एब्सोल्युटली ब्रिलियंट.
That's great, and then now we can go to Livingston. The way he bowled 4
Well,
overs.
Yeah, I think this is really handy for England, because here's a guy who's come into the side in the last year or so, or less, mainly for his batting. But quietly, he's now bowling, 4 overs today, 1 for 15, which anyone would be happy with that in the middle of the innings. Leg spinner, seamer, you name it, any bowler would be happy with that. So
Today,
yeah,
the situation which was created around Australian batters, anybody can bowl for less than 20 runs.
okay. So, all right, in which
this
case,
guy
do you think he's going to be handy in another sort of game where the
Yes.
pressure, where it's not quite so easy?
He is, because most of the pitches we have seen, this is the first time, and the first 2 games and this one, the only 3 pitches we have seen where there was something for the seamers. Otherwise, it was all like spinners, paradise.
Because if you see him, like against left-hander he bowled off spin, against right-hander he bowled leg spin, and he can bowl googly as well. So it's a very handy cricketer.
2 in 1.
2 in 1, yes.
Yeah. And the most important thing too,
And still very accurate.
Very
one of the things that I think would be important too for Captain Morgan would be the fact that he was able to extend his bowling options. And having him do so well today against maybe an Australian team that is fancied, that to me is an option for him in the future moving forward.
You know what we other day we were talking about, okay, teams has to understand where this game is going. Have wrist spinners, Chinamen's, mystery spinners, and today we have seen why they are #1 team. He must have been working on it, isn't
Oh,
it?
absolutely. He's
Lefty,
Yeah.
you bowl off spin.
Yeah.
Righty, you bowl leggy and googly. And in the future, when we say, oh God, this team haven't got a left arm orthodox. Yes, the Chinaman can bowl the other way as well. And the offies with leggies. And this is the future of cricket. And I'm glad to see that he set a tone and a standard for the future players that, oh, I'm doing it, and you still haven't figured it out.
Yeah.
What is the future brand of cricket?
Yeah, it's handy to have. I mean, and Owen Morgan, Captain Morgan, played one absolute trump card today by not bowling Moeen Ali. So the mystery spinner today was the one we didn't see.
Of course. Yeah. And,
Where
and
was he? But not needed. I mean, that's just tactics. That's responding to a situation where the seam bowlers could bowl. And that's exactly what they do. They've got more than one plan, which is perfect for him.
And that's why we are praising his leadership. That's why we think, that's why we know that he's such a good leader in this format, because he has sleeves up his, tricks up his sleeves.
Sleeves up his what?
इसमें हो सकता है
Drops on the head.
Okay, perfect. One all.
इसमें ये हो सकता है कि सैम बिलिंग को भी ये ट्राई करेंगे, क्योंकि अगर एक और बॉलर ये बना रहे हैं तो मे भी मोइन अली को किसी एक मैच में ड्रॉप करके, वो रिवर्स स्वीप भी मारता है, क्योंकि ये इतना सक्सेसफुल शायद ना हो एज ए बैट्समैन। सैम बिलिंग्स ऐसा प्लेयर है जो कि बहुत सक्सेसफुल हो सकता है, इसलिए इसको राइट आर्म लगी को लिविंगस्टोन से करवा रहे हैं। शायद ये हो सकता है, ऐसी पॉसिबिलिटी हो सकती है इंग्लिश टीम में।
मुश्किल है उसमें।
देखते हैं। बड़ी
मोइन अली जो है ना बहुत आला परफॉर्मेंस उसने आईपीएल में किया एंड ग्रेट हिम अ लॉट। वो उसका जो है ना उसका मेन प्लेयर है इस फॉर्मेट में
और फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी भी है, टॉप ऑर्डर मिडिल ऑर्डर। चले देखेंगे। अब राशिद भाई ने एक प्रेडिक्शन कर दी है कि मोइन अली की जगह सैम बिलिंग्स भी हमें शायद इंग्लैंड की टीम में देखने को मिले। तो देखते हैं। ये पहली आसिफ अली की प्रेडिक्शन तो इनकी बहुत अच्छी गई है। अब प्रेशर आ गया है राशिद भाई के ऊपर। इंग्लैंड की फील्डिंग के ऊपर भी थोड़ी सी बात कर लेते हैं। हमने देखा उनकी बॉलिंग के ऊपर हम बात करें, बहुत ज़बरदस्त बॉलिंग करते हैं। अबाउट इंग्लैंड फील्डिंग, हाउ गुड दे हैव बीन and how their bowlers have been supported by their fielding.
Well, it's just of great importance when you can when you have started that well with ball and I just smashed that. It's amazing that Owen Morgan still has his fingers left.
There must be more than that. I mean, there was much more good fielding than that. I mean, fielding, we all know that fielding is mighty important in any form of the game, but especially the shorter form of the game, the one-day game. And it's one of the things that the one-day game in general terms has improved across the world. But we've seen in this tournament, Aaqib, there are various sides who've been a bit more vulnerable, dropped a few more catches. So the sides that catch, the greater percentage of these catches are going to be the sides that do well.
Definitely, modern day cricket, when we're talking about modern day cricket back in 70s, people used to stop the ball with their feet.
We saw that the other day with the
So he started that era, so still going on. I think the fielding is important. Now people are assessing that how many we saved and how many we gave it away, check and balance. So if you save like 2 runs, it's adding into your win or to your total. So I think it's vital fitness, fielding, and that is progress which we have seen over the years.
Would it be fair to say that the two teams who haven't caught that well are at the bottom of the table? West Indies, they have been atrocious in terms of his fielding. Bangladesh as well. They've had some opportunities to take some catches. And we speak about the modern day catching as well. They haven't done justice to that.
Yeah, if you see the England, the Australian, and these guys are proper athletes. Like if you see them running around to the field, the catching ability. We saw the other day Conway, one of the best brilliant catch. So they are proper athletes. Now the day is gone. Like when you only have one skill. If you're a bowler, you can do one thing, and now you have to have a good fielding skills, the batting and the bowling.
Well, I think would have also helped to England. They look a fit team. Very fit.
Yeah. All important. Okay, let's just round off this chat about the England-Australia game by a quick look at the points table then in the group, because that victory, just to reaffirm it, that victory leaves England very comfortably placed. 3 wins from 3 matches with 6 points. It opens it up for that race for the second place. South Africa currently second on 4 points, but with the best net run rate, followed by Australia. Then the 2 pointers are Sri Lanka, West Indies. And there is still a lot of cricket to be played to see who goes through from this group in those top 2. So that was the, shall we say, the main event of the day. Very happy, obviously, to see England, from my point of view, come out on top. But just for the final time, make the point there's a lot of cricket still to come. There's also a lot of talk still to come, another game to look at, and we'll start doing that after this break.